On September 15, 2010, 19-year-old Amanda Anderson was found dead in her family's New Chapel Hill, Texas home. Her 15-year-old brother, Nate Anderson, told police that he and his sister had been home alone. He said he'd gone for a run and came back to find Amanda's body with 4 gunshot wounds to the head. When investigators discover inconsistencies in Anderson's story and blood on his clothes, they haul him down to the station for a formal interview.
Mark, Nate's dad. Mark, could you identify yourself as well, please?
Mark David Anderson.
We want to talk to you about what happened on Wednesday evening. And do you need any water?
I had some water.
Okay. But if you need me to get you some now, I can do that. I mean, sometimes people get nervous, and that's understandable. That usually happens. And if you get a little cotton mouth, we can get you some water. Okay, and your dad has some as well. What we want to do is we want to talk to you again about what happened that evening, and kind of go through, if you would, with this step by step, and what you saw, what you heard, what you did, and then we just basically want to go through it, and we can take our time. We don't have to go real hurry. I mean, in a very quickly, we can take our time and just kind of, if you can remember a little bit more than what you did the other night, that's great. But this was on Wednesday night, September the 15th. Can you tell me what you did that day? Just
from all day?
Yes.
Well, I woke up, I got dressed for school, we went to school, and after that, we usually spend about 2 hours after school because I go home with my aunt, who's my teacher. So after that, we went to Brookshire's and we picked up a few groceries for them. Then I came home and was doing my homework most of the day. And about, I don't know what time it was, but I didn't really look at my watch. I didn't have it on or with the time. But after a while, I was having trouble finding it. I just took the dog and went out for a jog through my trails behind my house. And I went out. My aunt lives, I don't know how far I went, but I was pretty far from the house. And I started jogging back. And when I got back, the door was kicked in. Then I went straight for my room. And Amanda's door was not shut, but like pulled to where you have to push it open, that's all. I went in my room, then I went and pushed her door open. And she was on the floor with some blood on her bed and on her carpet. I didn't pay attention that much, and I went into a panic, and I was scared, so I went straight out of the room. I shut the door, and I went straight for a nearest phone or something, and called my dad. And he was out to eat with someone.
Okay. Well, let me back up here for a second. Now, you obviously know that we've been wanting to talk to you.
Yes, sir.
Do you want to talk to us right now? Because we're going to sit here and talk for a little bit. If you don't want to, if you feel uncomfortable, or you're still nervous, or you're still not, in a position where you feel like you can talk to us, you don't have to. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
It's been a couple of days, and I know you were extremely shook up, rightfully so. But we to do our investigation, to do a proper investigation, obviously we need to talk to you and have you kind of go through it step by step as to what happened, what you saw, what you heard. So you went out jogging?
My dog, the little dog.
With your dog? Now I saw 2 dogs at the
There
house.
was a little white dog, Westie, inside the house.
And where did you go jogging?
We have some trails behind our house that I ride my dirt bike on, and we put paintball back there. And I was just going through the trails. And if you follow, there's a main trail that's cut down and wider than most of the others. If you follow that, it goes straight to my aunt's house, which is down the road. And I'd gotten almost there, and then I started to turn right and come back.
Okay. So, let me ask you this. Did you know that your dad had called your sister at some point in time?
I knew that he wanted her to go pick up my mom at the hospital because we only have 2 cars, so
Okay.
she was going to go.
Okay. Were you there when Amanda was talking to?
I was pretty much leaving the door
Oh, okay.
she was talking to him.
Okay. And do you remember about what time that was?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Was it light or was it dark?
It was still
Was it
light.
nighttime? It was still light?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Was it sun overhead or was it setting?
It was behind the trees and kind of gray sky. It wouldn't like bright out, but I could see well.
Okay. Okay. Do you have an idea of how long you went out for a job? How long you were gone?
10 to 15 minutes.
Okay. Do you have an idea of how long you ran or the distance that you ran? No way to tell because those are
There's trails.
Trails and stuff. Use paintball?
I rode my dirt bike that's in the other garage
Okay.
around there, and we play paintball back there with my friends and stuff.
Okay. So you saw the door kicked in, you said.
Yes, sir.
Did you walk through that door?
Yes, sir.
And you went to your bedroom, you said?
I went and opened my room, looked around, and then I went to the manager's room.
Okay. And so did you go into your sister's room or?
I
Just
opened the door and kind of stood in the doorway, and just.
Okay. Did you actually go in there?
I didn't like walk in near her. I kind of stayed at the doorway, like just to look around, and she then.
Mm-hmm. So you didn't go in and lean over her, shake her,
No.
move her, roll her over, anything like that?
No, sir.
So you got out and do you remember where you went when you called your dad?
I went to the phone that was in the kitchen being charged. The charger in there.
This was a house phone. It wasn't
Yes, sir.
wasn't your cell. Do you own a cell phone?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay.
I don't have it now. My wallet, watch, and my cell phone is in my room.
Okay. Kind of phone it.
It's iPhone.
Oh, okay. What can you tell me? What happened with the dog, the little white one? What?
Well, when I went in, I kind of pushed the door shut and I let her loose, and I went straight to my room with the manager.
What do you mean you let her loose?
Well, I just let her off the leash, and she always runs to like her room because it was really her dog. So I heard that she was under her bed, so she may have went in while I opened the doorway.
Okay. Do you know if your sister had any boyfriends? Or,
Not that I knew of.
she's ever had any problems with anyone recently?
No.
She complained to anybody about somebody gave her the creeps or anything like that? So, when did you get? You remember what time you got home from school?
Well, we get off school at 1 o'clock, and we maybe 2:30 when I got home, around there.
And how did you get home?
With my aunt Julie, she's in the waiting room.
Okay. So when you got home, you were the only one there.
Amanda was there. She was watching for her science class, what rocks, or I forget what class it was, but they wanted her to watch The Last of the Mohicans, so she was watching that
Okay.
when I got home.
And that was on the big TV out there in the living room. That's when you got home at 2:30. She was there watching that show.
It should be still in the PS3.
What? Can you tell me what you did after you got home?
I really made myself lunch, which I just made some nachos, and just got started on my homework.
Okay.
Because we had such short days, I bring home kind of a lot of homework.
So you made lunch and did what? I'm sorry.
Just began on my homework.
Okay. Where do you normally do your homework?
On my desk in my room.
In your room. Where do you go to school?
Tyler Gospel Chapel.
Where is that?
I don't know what the road is called it's on, but there's a school right next to the church. That's where we go to school.
Okay. Everything going okay there? You
Yes.
like it pretty much?
There's only 40 kids there, and we know everyone there. Everyone goes to our church. So.
Who do you think would want to hurt your sister?
I can't think of anyone who would want to hurt me. I don't know if anyone would not like her. She was really nice.
We're trying to get any idea who would do this to her. What do you think we ought to do to them when we catch them?
just put him in jail. I don't really know.
Did you, so you got home at 2:30, you went jogging around
It was
7 or so?
It was in 6. I don't really know. Maybe I don't really know what time it was. My dad knows the times better than I do.
Yeah, it wasn't a short. It was a short jog. That's what we talked about. Did you do any yard work that day?
Yes, sir. I was mowing. The keys were still in my pocket, and I was weed eating around.
Mowing and weeding both, or
Yes, sir. My dad had made lawn, but I was just doing some extra mowing.
you had the blister right there on your left thumb.
Yeah, that's from yesterday. I was up at the school because we're fixing a sod around, and I was shaping the ground.
Oh, okay.
And I got that from raking.
Okay. And when you got home from school, are you required to wear a uniform at school, or?
Yes, sir. It's a lot like this kind of shirt, but it's pure red and a little bit thicker for material, and just jeans. I think
Blue
it's
jeans, or?
just blue jeans.
Okay. And so, did you take those off at some
Yes,
point in
sir.
time?
I think they're on the bed or on the floor or something.
Okay. What you remember what you changed it into?
The clothes you saw me in, it was a gray shirt with some blue, and just my brown paintball pants, which is my work pants.
Okay. Did you run into anyone while you were out jogging?
No, not in the woods. It's all my grandpa's property, so it's really quiet out there.
Who's your grandpa?
But John, he's the who owns the house that we're staying in.
Okay. What? I've heard that you like to walk the dog a lot. Is it? Do you normally go up in the woods, or normally just go down the street there?
Sometimes I go in the woods. It's not unnormal for me to take a jog through the woods or take a jog down the street with her. I do that a lot.
Oh, okay.
And I always have my headphones in, so I wouldn't have heard any gunfire.
Okay. Let me ask you this: in that trail, over the past, I don't know, 2 weeks, how many times do you think you've been back there?
I go back there often, a lot. We haven't like paintball in a while, but I go back there a lot on the dirt bike, on the 4-wheeler.
Oh, okay. And there's a looks like an old fort back there.
There's 2 of them.
Okay.
You can see one from the house. You look past the horse pen to the back.
Some sort of pin there or wherever.
We
Chain link
used to have a
statue.
horse in
Oh,
there
okay.
that we sold.
Okay. But there's a couple of trails back in that area.
Yeah, we like.
And that's where you access and go back running and jogging.
We ride dirt bikes back there and all kinds of things.
Yeah, it looks like there might have been an ATV at one point.
Yeah,
It's like an old ATV trail.
my grandpa has a.
What are the tires stacked up back there? That's there's tires.
Yeah, we use that for paintball. Just something
Okay.
to hide behind.
Oh, okay. Okay. Did you guys set that up? Did you guys make the tires and kind of an obstacle course for the paintball or whatever? You know what my job is? You know what I do? I'm a detective. You know what I do for a living?
You catch people.
I catch people, but I want to be able to tell your mom and dad who did this to your sister. I want to be able to tell you that as well.
Yes, sir.
And I need your help in order to do that. You understand? It took a lot for you to come in here today and talk to me. And I want to thank you for that. I appreciate that. You've been through a lot. You've been through an awful lot. A terrible lot. So I appreciate you coming up here and talking to me. Is there anything you want to tell me about that might be able to help me?
I wouldn't know anyone who. All I could think of is that I know that some people have been robbing around here, around our neighborhood, and one guy during the middle of the summer, pretty much, came to our house and said in his wood he's been finding joints, and bomb pipes, and syringes, that someone's been doing drugs back here and all kinds of stuff. And we've had some spray painting around the neighborhood and some, so.
The guys that live north of you there.
That real
I say
trashy
guys
house.
because I went and talked to them, and apparently they're just guys that live there, but on the same side of the road that you're on. But as
The
you're
first house up the road.
yeah,
It's that real
the
trashy.
guy with the dogs.
Yes.
Have they ever tried to come down and talk to you guys, or come in your yard, or hang around your house, anything like
No,
that?
not really.
Have you had any problems out of them at all?
Sometimes their trash kind of blows in our yard, but I just throw it back on their yard when I'm mowing or something.
But you've never caught them nosing around, being nosy, anything like that.
I always wonder why there's like 5 or 6 cars in the driveway at a time, but that's all.
Have you seen anyone over the past few weeks that came around the house and was being nosy, I've lost my dog, or my car ran out of gas, or
We've had some lost dog people just come around and like give us a flyer or something, or just ask if we've seen a dog. That's not unnormal or anything.
okay. You remember how long ago?
It could be pretty normal. It was in the summer, a while ago. I hadn't had it in a while.
Do you know what happened to your sister? I mean, do you know how she was killed?
She was shot.
Do you remember what you told your dad when you called him? You remember what you told him?
I remember I was screaming and crying and telling him that she was. Well, I could kind of tell that she had been shot because there was blood on her face, and I've gone shooting with my dad. We hunt and stuff, so I could kind of smell a little bit of what it smells like after you shoot a gun, something like that.
Gunpowder. So you couldn't really tell she was shot once you stepped in the room?
I was in such a panic. I could kind of gather that. I jumped to a conclusion really because she had the blood on her face, and I could smell that a little bit. And I shut the room, went running for the phone.
So you called your dad, and then what happened after that? Once you called your dad?
It was literally maybe a minute or two what it felt like after that, and the Smith County Sheriff's Department called me and was talking to me and waiting for the officer to come by. And after that, I went outside and just kind of fell, and then he took me to his car. Then people started showing up.
You remember what phone you were on when you
I
came
was
out?
on the house phone. I think I left it on our sidewalk.
And so you came out and talked to the deputy. Remember what the deputy did with you?
He set me in the car and asked me if there was anyone else in the house. And I remember he got the tape, orange, yellow tape.
Oh, okay.
And I remember he went in the house. Then Brian, a guy from our church, came and started talking to me. Then he went to my grandparents. And more cops started showing up and everything.
You remember what you did with the dog, the little white one?
I just let it loose in the house. But
Oh, okay.
I kind of got worried later because it's in her. She'll just run off without coming home. Also about the brown dog, but I doubt anything's wrong with her.
What's the white dog's name?
Stella.
Stella? How long have you had Stella?
Almost 3 years.
She follow you around? I mean, would you consider her your dog?
And she was Amanda's. The brown dog is mine.
Oh, okay. Okay. I'm going to ask you a question. I don't want you to misunderstand what I'm about to ask you. I know you love your sister, but did you get along with your sister?
We fought every now and then, but I love my sister. But just
Yeah, I
a
know you did.
normal normal fight like brother and sister would have. Nothing over the top or anything.
On occasion, you get upset with her?
Like, sometimes, but we just fought like brother and sister probably would normally. We never got anything bad or anything with each other.
Okay. You like to hunt?
Yes, sir.
What do you like to hunt for?
Whitetail.
Whitetail? When was the last time you went hunting?
Last year, maybe around Christmas, we went with my dad out to
Okay. You ever seen any deer around your house?
just seen some deer tracks over the years in our trails and stuff. I haven't really seen any, but my sister has.
Oh, okay. You told me earlier that you go out there in the woods and ride your motorcycle. Is it a dirt bike?
Yes, sir.
Do you have an ATV?
My grandpa does
Oh,
in
okay.
his shop down the road.
Have you ridden your ATV back there any time?
Yes, sir.
What about your motorcycle?
Yes, sir.
Within the last day or two? Or?
No, not for a while.
Oh, okay. What about the ATV?
It's been longer from the dirt bike.
When was the last time you went jogging there besides Wednesday night?
It's almost every day.
Oh, okay. You like target practice on occasion?
More with guns. I have a bow, but I'm really more of a gun guy.
Oh, okay, I saw that target out there in the back, the yellow target. You have a bow. I didn't see it. Where was it?
It's in our back closet room where all the shelves are. It's on the very top, on top of my dad's in cases.
Okay. Kind of give me an idea when was the last time you shot any of your guns or Dad's guns?
Maybe a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, and back in the woods probably.
Oh, okay. Right back behind the house or way out in there, or
Not too far, just like shot at like a squirrel or a rabbit I saw. Maybe just shot at a tree or something.
okay.
What kind of gun you carry back there when you hunt squirrels?
Just a 22 pistol.
Do you have one, or is it?
They're my dad's in his. I don't have a 22. I have a 243 under my bed.
Nate, I'm going to ask you again if you've got any other questions of me. I mean, I've been sitting here doing all the talking and asking all the questions.
Do you have any leads on anything? Do you have any ideas who might have done this?
Well, we have some evidence. And we're working on it right now. But as part of the investigation, we need to talk to anyone and everyone that has anything that is linked to the case, so to speak. Obviously, you are right there. I mean, you left the house, you came back, and you found your sister. So we needed to talk to you and kind of get your statement on the record, so to speak. And that's what we've just accomplished. And I thank you again for coming up here. It took a lot. I know it took a lot to come up here. Do you have anything?
Yeah, I'm just curious. You said you called your dad. Did you ever call 911, or did
No.
you said Smith County Sheriff's Office called y'all's phone?
Yes.
Okay.
I never called it.
When you were talking to them, and I think it's similar to what you told your dad, you said that you thought your sister was shot in the head 3 or 4 times.
I don't know how many times. was in such a panic and shock, I probably don't even remember what I said that much.
You said you've been hunting and killed whitetail and things, correct?
Not near the house. We in Nolan County.
Okay.
Near Sweetwater.
Right, out
Several
west.
hours away.
Okay. How many animals would you say that you've shot?
I've killed one doe
One.
before.
What made you think that your sister was shot several times?
I could see blood on her face and on the carpet and stuff, and I could get a little bit of the smell of what the gunpowder smells like after it's been fired in the room.
And I hate to kind of go into this much detail, but it's kind of relevant. Other than the blood that you talked about on her face, was there something else? Because someone can be beat up bad, or someone can, other things happen to them that cause blood to get on their face.
I didn't see anything about her nose or like her mouth, like she had been punched or hit by something.
Okay.
It was kind of on her head and stuff. But I really just jumped to a conclusion because I could smell that stuff and the mixture of blood on her head and on her bed and on the floor.
So it was just more or less you're saying just a conclusion that you came to. You don't remember saying 3 or 4 times. How often do you all, other than you hunt the squirrels around this, do y'all target practice very often? I notice y'all have a business card for the 31 West shooting range.
We haven't done that in a long time, maybe a year or so.
And I know sometimes brothers and sisters tell things to each other that you don't tell your parents. And I'm not trying to get you in trouble with your parents or anything, but kind of going back to your sister dating anybody or anything. And I know sometimes parents don't approve, and I'm a parent, you have 2 kids, and I understand that. Is there anybody that Amanda told you, don't tell mom and dad that I've been talking to this guy, or I met a new guy at school, or me and this girl had a falling out, we don't like each other, she's kind of a violent person or anything like that?
No.
Nobody's come out of the house. Sounds like you and Amanda are home quite a bit during the daytime when mom and dad aren't there.
She gets up at school most of the time before I get home because she just my aunt who brings me home since I can't drive yet.
Okay. So, but there's nobody that she said anything about she met at school or at work or anything? She works. Is that correct? Did she work also? Okay. So nobody that you know of that might have down the order? Was the garage stay open during the daytime when y'all go?
Yes, sir. When we leave, we close it sometimes ever since my dirt bike got stolen.
Okay. Now it stays in another garage, okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay, with the lawnmower and
And I lock the dirt bike up.
Okay. So the garage stays open. How about the door going into the house? Is it normally locked? Or
It's normally unlocked when someone's home.
is that kind of how y'all go in and out, or y'all go in and out the front door?
I don't know of anyone really, unless someone's like having a business card or trying to get a flyer. Everyone's know, just go to the garage.
Okay. And that's how y'all normally go in and out of the house. How about the back door on the addition back there? Is that goes to where all the little closet?
Yeah, no one goes in there.
Okay. So that stays locked and nobody uses it as a regular door?
It may have not been locked. We go out there sometimes.
Okay. I noticed in your room, reading a book about Navy SEALs and several things like that. Is that an interest of yours?
Yes, sir, it is.
Okay. Somebody in your family in the military, or just something you picked up on your own?
Me and my friend have always had interest in that kind of stuff, like being a Navy SEAL or special ops.
Right. Is that one of your goals later in life?
It's something I'd love to do. But
You do, I know it's a small school, but do you do any sports?
not in our school, no.
How about anything like summer baseball or flag football, anything like that? So pretty much paintball, I guess, is your sport.
Paintball, ride dirt bike, 4-wheelers.
I noticed there's quite a bit of trails back there, and there was another boy in the neighborhood came by on a 4-wheeler today. Is it one of your friends y'all ride together?
Some other people have some 4-wheelers and dirt bikes around, but not really.
Anybody in your neighborhood that you hang out with?
No.
Just pretty much go to school and come home.
And go to a friend's house. Not really.
Nobody close.
No, our family down the road.
How about your sister? Any friends around her neighborhood?
No. Not that I would know of, but I doubt she'd keep me.
Right. How about, I noticed there's a lot of pictures of girls, different girlfriends of hers and stuff. Do any of those live close, or?
One, but Annabelle, she lives down the road, maybe 15 minutes from us.
Okay. Is that one of her good friends? Is Annabelle?
They used to be good friends, but then she got married and got divorced, and this whole thing happened.
Who are some of your sister's real close friends?
Emily, they live in Longview.
So nobody over here? Do you know Emily's last name? You not spell that name, too? She lives in Longview?
Yes. Or, I don't, it may not be Longview. It's quite a ways, maybe almost 30 minutes.
Somebody she graduate with, or somebody she's friends with after high school?
Anyone she's graduated with is still in the church and around, like my cousin.
Who would be somebody that she would confide in if she had problems with somebody? Anybody that you know of?
No.
So nobody she's real close to? I mean,
She's more close to Emily now. And Madison.
who's Madison?
I don't know how to spell her last name, but
How did you pronounce it?
they live 4 or 5 minutes from the church, so it's about 15 minutes from us.
Who would you consider your friend? I mean, somebody you hang out
My
with?
best friend, Sammy and Ramon, they're brothers. They're real close friends.
You said Jamie?
Sammy
Sammy? Oh, sorry.
and Ramon.
Spell it for me, please.
Sammy or Ramon?
The last name.
Balderrama, Balderama.
He go to school with you?
Yes, sir.
Pretty good friend.
Yes, sir.
See, has he ever been over to your house?
Yes, sir.
Quite a few times.
I've been to his house more.
Oh, okay. Where does he live?
He lives on Betty Drive, maybe 15 minutes down the road.
Betty Drive?
Betty Drive.
Isn't that right around the corner from you there?
Oh no, not Betty. Yancey.
Yancey.
Yancey
Oh, okay.
Lane, not Drive.
Further on out east from Chapel Hill.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I worked for their dad this summer.
Anything else you can tell me that might help me with this case? I asked you this before, Nate. I want to ask you again. What do you think law enforcement should do to the individual that hurt your sister?
I don't know. Just put him in jail for. I don't really know. No, I wouldn't want like kill him or anything. Just jail, I guess.
Do you understand how the criminal justice works, the criminal justice system works?
Yes, sir.
Well, if another human being takes the life of another human being, sometimes they go to jail for a while. Sometimes, they go for the jail the rest of their life. Sometimes it depends on the case, I guess, on what actually happened. Sometimes human beings make mistakes. Young ones, old ones, and everybody else in between. We make mistakes. If this person made a mistake, that he didn't really want to take your sister's life, do you think they should seek justice? Do you think we should do something with them, even though it was a mistake? Just an accident.
If they saw her, then they had the choice to not pull the trigger or not, and they chose to.
You think they should go to jail? I don't really have anything else. I'm going to go ahead and we're going to stop right here unless there's something else you want to say to me or anything else that might be able, like I said, might help me. Again, Nate, I mean this sincerely. I appreciate you coming up here and talking to me. I've lost close ones. I've lost a member of my family, and I have an idea what you're going through, but it wasn't my sister, so I appreciate you coming up here. And if there's anything else later on, if you want to talk to me, I'm always available. Or you could get your dad, and you can come up here and talk to me again if you want. If there's something you want to tell me, that's fine. You can do that. I want to let you know that's an open invitation. You can come back and talk to me anytime. 2 days from now, 20 years from now, it doesn't matter. You understand that? Yes. Okay. It's 6:08 p.m. I'm going to go ahead and turn the recorder off at this time.
The blood on Nate Anderson's clothes came back as a match to his sister Amanda. Investigators also discovered that Amanda had been shot with a .22 caliber gun, just like the one Anderson had been given by his father. This evidence allowed police to charge Anderson with his sister's murder. He pleaded guilty to first-degree murder and was sentenced to 20 years in prison.